Welcome to becomeatechpro.com. In this session, we want to look at how we can get access to our server in a situation where we've lost our PEM key. Okay, if we lose our key pair and we want to still get access to the server and get access to everything we've been working on, there's a simple way to go about that. So let's take a deep dive. Right now, I'm on this server, right? This is the server I have right here. Let's say the private IP address. So this is the only server I have in here, okay? So now, looking at this server, I have it open on Git Bash, okay? So this is the server I have here. So I want to see the contents of the server. Let me use the tree command. Right now, this is what this server contains, okay? So this is what this server contains right now. So this is what we have right here. So this is what this server contains at the moment. But let us assume that I lose the key to this server. It means there's no way I can get access to this server and look and get access to all this content that I have. So in that situation, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to come right here to my instance dashboard, right? EC2 dashboard. Then I click on this particular one, right? If I right click, I'll see different options, right? You can see image template, security, and all of that. So if I over on this image and templates, I see create image, right? So when I click on create image, what this does is that on this particular server, I'm trying to get like a clone of that server, okay? So let's call this image name missing recovery server, okay? I think that sounds good. Recovery server, okay? Let's call this recovery server. And let's take a look at what we have here. EBS, right? The block store, this device is going to create a snapshot of the root volume, okay? So I'm just going to leave it as it is. And in terms of tag, let me add a new tag. I can call this, let's look at key value. Let's call this name and call this recovery server. Let's call this recovery server. Okay. So I go ahead and click on create image. Now that I've created an image, let's see what we have. Let's see Amazon machine images. You can see this image is being created. You can see the status is pending, okay? So let's just look at it. If you look at this image now, you see all the characteristics, right? All the characteristics of the image that is being created. Let's see what we have. Is it still being created? Still pending. So let's just give it some time for it to be fully created. Now we can see that the status now shows available, right? So we can now proceed with our exercise. So going back to the EC2 dashboard, we can see we have just one instance and one running. Look at it, we have one volume. That's just the volume supporting this instance that we have running, which we were able to open up here on Git Bash. Okay, so this is it. All right, so you can see that the connection is closed, but at the same time, we see that we have a new AMI created, okay, from that recovery, from that Linux server that we have. So the next thing we are going to do now is to launch an instance. We want to launch an instance, okay? Now we are launching an instance. So I come in here, I say, this is my recovery server, right? Recovered Linux server, right? Let's just call this recovered Linux server, okay? These are recovered Linux server. So when I was creating the other instance, I used Red Hat, okay? But this time around, I come to select my AMIs, right? So I select my AMIs, so owned by me, right? Can also see shared by me, right? There's nothing shared by me, shared with me, I mean, but owned by me. You see, it shows this recovery server. If there were more, we can use the drop down to select the appropriate one we want. So this is the one we are working with, okay? So we scroll down. What do we want? We want T2 micro, free tier eligible, okay? Now, in terms of key pair name, this is the key pair that I had with the other server, which is lost, okay? Right now, because I assume that that one is lost, I want to create a new key pair. So I click on create a new key pair, rsa.pem. So what's this key pair name? Let's call it recovery. Let's just call it recovery, okay? This is the name of the new key pair. Okay, so I click on create key pair, then it downloads in my local computer. Okay, so now that I've selected recovery, okay, I go ahead and to create security group and allow SSH traffic from anywhere. Okay, so just to see that we didn't do anything differently from what we would have done. Okay, so root volume, so I didn't do anything. So I'm just launching this instance, okay? So this instance is being created from the existing AMI, okay? So let's check out all the instances we have. You can see that this one is still being created, okay? So just so we, so this one is still being created, okay? But this time around, I want us to get access to this using mobile extend, right? So that way we can look at it side by side with the other one, right? The one we have on Git Bash, okay? This was the one we had on Git Bash, right? So we can compare side by side what we have, okay? So now we want to go and check here, right? So let's search Git Bash, mobile extend this time around. So we can have them on different SSH clients. So I want to start a new session using SSH. remote host. So let me go copy the public IP address for this recovered Linux server. So I copy, then I come here and paste that. So specify username. So that's going to be EC2-user, okay, on port 22, okay. So advanced SSH settings, I want to use the private key. Remember, I created a new private key. Let's see what we have here. Let me drag and drop this here, right? So we have recovery.pen that was newly downloaded, okay? So I use this, then I click on open. So it comes up here, then I, okay, this recovery.pen. So now we have access to a server. This is a new server, okay? You can see this is the new server we just got access to. So let's see what we have. ls, you can see the content of that directory, but let's have a uniform look, okay? So I ran the tree command earlier on the other server, and you can see everything we have on the other server, we can now access them here. Okay, everything we have on the other server, we can now access them here. So let's just put this side by side. Let's put this side by side and try to put this also side by side so that we can see what we have and appreciate it, okay? So you can see, so this is the top of the server. You can see when we run tree command, you can see the content. You can see everything that we had in this server, we now have them in the new server that we created. You can see the IP addresses are different. You can see the public IP address, private IP address here, ending in 166. You can see this ending in 133. Okay, so this is the new one ending in 133. Let's just confirm that here, 133. Now let's see the old one that we had ending in 166. So this is how you go about getting access to your server if you lose your pen key. To enjoy learning the easy way, I urge you to join our DevOps, become a techpro.com. Okay, to get access to become a techpro.com, you come in here, then you can see all the different courses we have, can get access to different courses. We have the Linux made easy, we have the DevOps made easy, we have Python made easy, we have Java made easy. So looking forward to seeing you in one of our sessions. Thank you and bye for now.